I want to find out how I was able to get a buyer a house with $1,000. Stay tuned to the end if you'd like to learn more about that, how you can do it too. Hey, my name is Dennis Henderson. I'm a licensed real estate agent with eXp Realty. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the area, feel free to reach out to me. My information is going to be listed below. Also, there's going to be a link if you want to book a private one-on-one meeting where we can have a conversation. Now let's jump into it. All right, so $1,000, that's got to sound too good to be true, right? Well, fortunately, it's not. There's a program, if you're not aware of it, called Hometown Heroes that we're going to be talking about today. All right, so if I pull up my screen here, as you can see, I'm going to be talking about the state of Florida because that's where I'm from. Now, this is possibly something that you can do in a lot of other states as well. But as we take a look on the screen here, in May, Governor Ron DeSantis put a bill in place that actually allows essentially a grant of up to $100 million that's available for first-time home buyers for anybody that's on frontline type of employment. Now, if you've heard of Hometown Heroes, I know when I originally heard of it, I thought it had more to do with veterans, military, first responders. I was really surprised just how many jobs qualify for this program, and I'm going to walk you through that and talk about that today as well. So if we can see here, this article was dated July 26th of this year, and there's been $12 million of down payment assistance that's been released so far in the first roughly 2 months out of the $100 million that's available. And we can see here, this has helped over 843 families as of when this was written. And this is exactly the program that we use to be able to help somebody buy a house for $1,000. I'm gonna switch over to Hometown Heroes here. And by the way, if you'd like the links to this, just leave a comment below and I'll give you a link to where you can find all this information that might be helpful for you or somebody that you know may be looking for this program, looking to buy a house. But Hometown Heroes, here's their website for the state of Florida. And they cover what the eligible frontline workers are. You can see here that applies for FHA, VA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac mortgages. But the way that it works is borrowers can receive up to 5% of the first mortgage loan amount, up to a maximum of $25,000. And the best part about this program is the down payment assistance and the closing costs is at a 0% non-amortized for 30 years. So it's almost like getting free money to where you only have to pay the amount back, either when you refinance the loan or if you go to sell the property. Now you can choose to pay payments as well if you like, but the money is only actually due when you resell or when you refi or that 30 years comes into effect. Now there is some minimum qualifications here, and I'm going to cover that as well, where we talk about income and purchase price limits. So if we jump over to here, I actually live in Pinellas County. So we're going to cover that one here. So if we look for anything that's using FHA and USDA loans for Hometown Heroes, the limit in Pinellas County is $420,680 mortgage is the maximum that you could have to be able to qualify for this program. Now, if you're doing conventional and VA loans, the limit here is $647,200. And finally, the income limits are approximately 150% of the median in your area. So for Pinellas County, that means the maximum income that you can make to qualify for this program is $123,150. So just make sure to look out for that. Now, if we switch back over here, I want to show the eligible occupations because there are a lot of them. So as you would expect with frontline workers, we'll start with the sworn law enforcement officers, so your police, sheriffs, any county correction officers, probation officers, general law enforcement. But as we scroll down here as well, there's some additional things such as FBI, U.S. Department of Homeland Security. There's also juvenile detention officers, firefighters, as I would expect frontline workers are qualified for this, certified paramedic, as well as 911 public safety communicators. One thing that was a little bit of a surprise for me, but this is definitely going to be helpful for the teachers out there, is K through 12 educators. But it's not just teachers. Some of these that qualify as well is like librarian, media specialists, school counselors, social workers, school psychologists. So if you're in any of those professions, you're definitely going to want to check this out. Licensed or registered childcare operators, childcare instructors, if you're a registered nurse or an LPN or an ARPN, if you're in the medical field, there's a good chance that you would qualify for this as well, as we're going to keep looking through here. There's also anesthesiologists, psychiatrists, certified medical assistants, acupuncturists, chiropractic physicians as well. Again, x-ray technicians, pharmacist technicians, dental assistants, dental hygienists, and dentists as well. So if you're a dentist, you definitely want to check this program out as well if you're a first-time home buyer. So let me also just take a sec to explain what exactly qualifies for a first-time home buyer if you're in the state of Florida as we're going through this. So a first-time home buyer in Florida is classified as somebody that hasn't owned an owner-occupied property for at least 3 years. So even if you've owned a property in the past as owner-occupied and it's been over 3 years, you still could qualify for this program because you're then considered a first-time home buyer again. So as we keep looking through here, there's also speech and language pathologists or audiologists, nursing home administrators. Again, a lot to do with the medical field, but as well, if you're a nutritionist or diabetic technician, those qualify as well. Athletic trainers, that was really surprising for me, but great for any athletic trainers out there that are considering something like this. Massage therapists could qualify as well. And you can see there's more here. Basic and certified x-ray technicians, certified optometrists, hearing aid specialists, physical therapists, social workers, child protective services, enforcement. Veterinarians also qualify for this program. Veterinarian assistants, assisted living facility administrator, and of course, active military as well as veterans as well qualify for this program. So if you're in the market to buy a house, and this is either going to help you or someone else, please share this information because as you can see, there's $100 million that's effectively free money to borrow until you either sell or your house appreciates. And this is going to be really useful. So how exactly did I get somebody into the house for $1,000? Well, the way it worked is the purchase price of this home was roughly about $200,000. And because this individual happened to be a veteran, VA loans are 100% financed typically. Well, there is a common misconception that with VA loans, 100% finance means there's no closing costs. Well, there actually is closing costs, and I cover that in another video. If you want to check out the description below, I'll have a link to that. But as far as the closing costs, because it covers down payment assistance and closing costs, in this case, there was less than 5% of all the closing costs to be able to purchase the home. So in this case, the escrow deposit or the money down, that is something that actually is paid by you, and that happened to be $1,000 in this case. So the $1,000 is what this individual paid for the property, but the rest of the closing costs, the loan was 100% financed, and the second mortgage on this was, in this case, the Hometown Heroes program that covered all those lender fees, closing costs, appraisals, and a lot of other things. So you could actually use this program as well for FHA, like I talked about earlier. So FHA typically requires 3.5% down, which would allow you to have another 1.5% towards closing cost assistance. Even if you're doing a conventional loan, 5%, sometimes even less than that, that's going to help significantly with that down payment as a second mortgage, that there's 0% interest and it's due 30 years unless you sell or refinance that. So that's going to be huge. So again, if you're a first-time home buyer or you know somebody a first-time home buyer, feel free to reach out to me or share this information to them. Also, if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're notified anytime any new videos are released on this channel. See you on the next one.